measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that he may depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of me rest upon me. May the Lord bless his word in Jesus' name. By the grace of God, I want to speak on this topic tonight: destroying the powers behind the limitations. Now, I want to explain what is the meaning of limitation. Limitation is a principle that limits the extent of something. It's a principle that limits the extent of something. That means something that will not allow you to move forward. Something that will not allow you to take the next step. Something that will not allow you to make progress. Glory be to God. So when you ask somebody, we'll talk about limitation, you know, hindrances and limitations are like, I would not call it, are they twins, or they're like 5 and 6. You know, hindrance is something trying to, an obstacle, so the obstacles can be removed. But you see, limitation is something that can take you years. For example, a government comes right now and put a restriction, so it affects everybody. Until the government is gone, then another government comes and remove what? That restriction. Now, we are going to look at the power. You understand? The powers, because look at what Paul said. You saw what Paul said. Go to verse 6, please. Go to verse 6. He said, for though I would desire to glory. He said, he would, as a man, he would desire to glory. What is glory? Glory is the happening of God around a man. The things, the manifestation of God around a man. He said, I would desire to glory. I shall not be a fool. For I will say the truth, but now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me. That means you can see somebody, and yet you think the person is what you think, but it's not the person you think. That is what limitation can do.
Yes, sir.
You can see somebody and say, this person is blessed, this person is doing. It's not blessed. Because why? That's what he said. You will not the way you see. As seeth me, then he says, seeth me to be, or that heareth of me, as you have heard, and now you have seen it, is not what they say. That is actually you are seeing the manifestation.
Yes, sir.
And verse 7. And he said, unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations of Jesus Christ. Paul had greater revelation than every other apostle. That means he's supposed to be on top. He's supposed to be higher than all the apostles. But there was a limitation. The abundance of revelation, there was given to me a thorn in my flesh. Now you see that sickness can come into your life and limit you from taking the further step. You want to write exam, bam, the person falls sick. Is admitted. The next thing he has carryover.
That's right.
I've seen it.
Yes, sir.
It affects the progress of the person. So until that sickness is over, that person can never make progress.
That's right.
He said, given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan. So the power behind what Paul was suffering, it was Satan that was responsible.
Yes, sir.
Nothing happened to people if you are sick. Are you hearing me?
Yes,
if
sir.
you are sick with a terminal disease, there is a demon responsible.
Yes, sir.
And there is a man responsible.
Yes, sir.
Or a woman responsible.
Yes, sir.
There is somebody who have buffeted you. That has brought that thorn, that infirmity upon your life.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to address only, you will fail. That's why
right.
some people die, because they only address the problem medically, not spiritual. That sickness is a spiritual sickness. You must know that your spiritual body has been tampered with in the spirit.
Yes, sir.
So what happened in the spirit is a reflection of the natural. What you are seeing, spirit, you cannot have the physical. So no matter the money you spend, at the end the people die and the family is crying. Because why? They never address the spiritual body of that person. Some of you, your body is kept somewhere. But physically you are moving. There is a restriction in the spirit. So it's affecting your physical activities.
Yes, sir.
It's affecting your progress. That's why we must be spiritually minded and not to be carnal. Or else you cannot do well in life. The church must grow to that level where we remove all those carnality, all those social devices that have been brought into the church and call it entertainment. In spiritual things, there is nothing like entertainment.
Yes, sir.
The church has become a laughing stock because why? They have taken the spirit out of the church and they have brought the carnal things into the church to satisfy the flesh and not the spirit.
That's right.
And that's why people will keep on suffering. Because what? God is a spirit.
Yes, sir.
And they that will worship him shall worship him in the spirit. For you to worship God, you must enter into the spirit. You must be in the spirit. By just saying reading and praying and fasting, you must enter this. You must be in the spirit. You must live a life of the spirit for you to be able to please God. A messenger of Satan was sent to before me. Least I should be exalted above measure. The level we know what happened to Paul, the suffering, the hardship, the poverty, and the frustration, and everything that happened to Paul was as a result. Even as he was anointed, a man whom God did special miracles through his hand, but yet he has a thorn on his flesh.
Yes, sir.
He has infirmity which he himself could not heal himself. That my grace is sufficient for thee. Not that Jesus couldn't take away the sickness, but there is a word Jesus said from the calling of Paul to Ananias. He said, leave him that he may learn how to suffer many things in my name's sake. But Peter's case wasn't like that. He said, upon you are built,
Yes,
and the gate of hell shall not prevail against you. So when the gate of hell came, you couldn't able to take Peter. An angel from heaven came down. When the church prayed, there was a response, swift one, from heaven to man. And it rescued who? Rescued Peter from the prison. Now look at the two of them. This one was pronounced cursed. This one was blessed. And you see the light. Paul says, who, oh wretched man like me, say, who will deliver me from this body? Meanwhile, people were selling land and bringing the money to the feet of Peter. And when they lied, they died. You saw the two differences. So he cried. He said, I glory more in my infirmity, that the power of Christ may rest in me. So when he understood that Jesus said, no, my grace is sufficient, that means that thing will not kill you. You see, it said, my grace is sufficient. That means you will live with it. You will not die by it.
Yes, sir.
But my grace will sustain you. So he said, I glory in my infirmity, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. The power behind the limitation, because you feel like having it, there is a power. There is a power that giving you that restriction in the spirit. There are areas you cannot enter. There are areas you cannot go to. There are things you cannot achieve. They have drawn that line and said every member of your family will get to this point, they will be stuck there. That's why some of you have money. The moment your money clocks 1 million naira, it stands there. The next thing started going down. Because why? There is a restriction in the spirit concerning your finances.
Yes, sir.
So you get to a particular stage, you can't cross that. You get to 10 million, you can't cross that. You get to 20 million, you can't cross that. And then if you don't have the understanding, and from that 20 million, it began to come down, began to reduce, began to reduce. Then after again, you begin to struggle and begin to come up again. And then you get to that point, it stopped there. And because you are not spiritually conscious to know that there is a limitation, there is a spiritual limitation on your finances, and then you are taking it as economic problem. Even as the economy is bad, people are building houses, people are buying cars, people are getting married.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So why will your own case be different? Why will your own be different? Listen to me. God did not create anybody to be poor. And God never created anybody to be rich. If you're poor, it's your choice. If you're rich, it's your choice. Most rich men you see, they not even have a good background.
Yes, sir.
good family background.
Yes, sir.
They came up from poor homes.
Yes, sir.
They fought their way to where they are.
Yes, sir.
So don't say, oh, he's lucky. It's not lucky, it's image and his likeness. And he said to Adam, go, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. Why are you bringing curses on yourself? You are supposed to sit down. After this message, your mind standing will be enlightened.
Yes,
now,
sir.
when you live here today, your mentality will change.
Yes,
the
sir.
way you approach